Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hare Om. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Abhramam Bhangarahitam, Ajadam Vimalam Sada, Ananda Tirthamatulam, Bhaje Tapatrayapaham, Tapaswadhyaya Shushrusha, Krishna Puja Ratam Munim, Vishvesha Mishtadam Vande, Parivurat Chakravartinam, Charitam. Now we will start the Ramayana. Charitam Raghunathasya Shatakoti Pravistaram. Please recite Charitam Raghunathasya
Charitam Raghunathasya
रघुनाथस्य
Shatakoti Pravistaram
Katakoti
शतकोटि
Pravistaram
प्रविस्तरम्
Ekaikam Pumsam
Ekaikamaksharam
एकैकमक्षरं
Pumsam
पुंसां
Mahapatakanashanam.
Mahapatakanashanam.
महापातकनाशनम्
It means what we have in our hand is the Ramayana in 24,000 shlokas. But actual Ramayana story is very long, Shatakoti Pravistaram. And that 100 crore shlokas are in original Ramayana. But that Ramayana is not here in this Manusya Loka. All the Devatas, they are all reciting and enjoying that big Ramayana. And that big Ramayana is condensed by Valmiki to give us a glimpse of Rama's life. That's why Charitam Raghunathasya Shatakoti Pravistaram. This shloka is not there in Valmiki Ramayana. Just I wanted to have a introduction to Valmiki. Charitam Raghunathasya Shatakoti Pravistaram. 100 crore shlokas. It is such a vast literature, Ramayana. Even if we recite one shloka or even one letter from this Ramayana, Mahapatakarnashanam, all our sins will be washed away by reciting even a single letter from this Ramayana. Valmiki Giri Sambhuta
Valmiki Girisambhuta
Ramam Nidhi Sangata
Ramam
Nidhi Sangata
Ramam Pavanini Sangata
संगता
Srimad Ramayani Ganga
Srimad Ramayani Ganga
रामायणी गंगा
Purati Bhuvanatrayam.
Punati Bhuvanatrayam.
The Ramayana is like a Ganga Nadi which has origin in the Valmiki mountain. The Ganga originates from Himalaya and it reaches Samudra. Here, this Valmiki's Ramayana itself is a Ganga. It originates from Himalayan mountains and it reaches a ocean called Rama. Rama Ambho Nidhi Sangata. That's why this is the Srimad Ramayani Ganga Punati Bhunatrayam. Like the Ganga, many of you might have had a dip in the Ganga in this Kumbh Mela. This Ganga cleanses all our problems, sins, washes all our sins. In the same manner, this Valmiki Ramayana itself is the Ganga. It washes away all our papa. It cleanses us. Next shloka. Valmikir Munisimhasya.
Valmikir Muni Simhasya
Valmikir Munisimhasya.
Valmikir
वाल्मीकि
Munisimhasya
मुनिसिंहस्य
Kavita Vanacharinaha.
कविता
Kavita
वनचारिणः
Vanacharinaha
Shrunvan Rama Kathanadam.
Shrunvan
शृण्वन्
Ramakathanadam
रामकथानादम्
Konayati Param Gatim.
Onayati param gatim.
Valmiki is like a lion of the poetry. Valmiki is the Munisimha, is the king among all the Munis, the greatest of one of the greatest of sages of India, and he is roaming in the forest of poetry, Kavita Vanacharinaha, and his noises are the Ramayana. And then Rama Kathanadam, we enjoy the noise of Simha, Garjana of Simha. In the same manner, we enjoy the Garjana of Munisimha, Valmiki, that is Ramayana. We should be, we will be terrified by the Garjana of lion, but here it is very pleasing. One should be able to appreciate this Rama Kathanada. This is the essence of these three shlokas. Now we start with the first shloka of Ramayana. As it appears same in the condensed Ramayana also. Original Ramayana is also, it is same. I am sharing it now. I hope it is now visible to everybody.
Yes, it is visible.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Tapaswadhyaya Niratam
Tapaswadhyaya niratam.
Tapasvi Vagvidam Varam
Tapasvi Vagvidam Varam.
Naradam Paripapracha
Naradam Paripracha.
Valmikir Munipungavam.
Valmikir Munipungavam.
The very first shloka of Ramayana, Valmiki was sitting in the tapasya. He was living on the banks of Tamasa river near Ayodhya, very near to Ayodhya, but not on the banks of Sarayu, but on the banks of Tamasa Nadi. And he was sitting in his tapasya. Tapas and Swadhyaya. Tapas is the meditation upon the Parabrahma. And Swadhyaya, Swadhyaya, because he was reciting all the Vedas by himself, and also he was teaching the students, because Valmiki's ashrama is very famous. It was very famous. There were many students who were studying with Valmiki Maharshi. So he had Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means, I request all of you to mute yourself. Swadhyaya is the word which nowadays used for self-study. He is doing Swadhyaya. It means he is not studying in a college, but he is studying by himself. Of course, Swayam Adhyaya, it is Swayam Adhyaya. Swa Adhyaya means it is his own work, his own shakha. Swadhyaya is his own shakha of Veda. Swadhyaya Adhyatavya is the one Vedic sentence, which means one should be always reciting, or we should study the Swadhyaya. That means his own version of Veda, because Veda is so vast. So one has to study his own branch, whichever he has inherited from his lineage. So that is called Swadhyaya. And the Swadhyaya is used in another sense also. Swadhyaya pravachana eveti nako modgalyah. What is the tapasya? Tapasya, there are so many kinds of tapas. Always speaking truth is one kind of, and the daihika tapas, sitting tree and meditating upon Parabrahma, it is also tapas. But one person proclaimed that Swadhyaya and Pravachana itself is the tapasya. One person who is the Acharya, who can teach students, he should be studying his own shakha, and also he should be teaching the same shakha to his students. Swadhyaya and Pravachana. So Valmiki was having the tapas and also Swadhyaya. So Tapaswadhyaya Niratam, immersed in the Tapas and Swadhyaya. So it is in the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Tapaswadhyaya Niratam Vagvidam Varam. And Valmiki was well known by that time itself. Vagvit, the person, Vag is the speech. With means who knows the speech. So Vagvidam is the persons who are well versed in speech. And this Valmiki is the foremost among the Vagvid people who know, who have great speech. That means Valmiki was well versed in the um, poetry or his speech, his oratory, and all other things. Valmiki was very well versed. Tapaswadhyaya Niratam and Vagvidam Varam. Naradam. Narada is also Narada. It is all in the uh, it is it was shared, but it went. Now able to see the screen?
Yes, Acharya.
Able
Yes, Acharya.
Yes,
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 it is
Acharya.
visible. We can
which
see.
Ramayana?
Yes,
Yes,
first
Acharya.
shlok is visible.
First shloka is visible, but I am seeing only the. I am not able to see it. Okay, anyhow, I am seeing the book here. Here, okay. Tapaswadhyaya tapasvi vagvidam varam Naradam paripapracha Valmikir Munipungavam. The Valmiki is asking Narada, because the story starts with dialogue between the Narada and Valmiki. Valmiki asks, who is the greatest person in this world? So that's why it is showing that Valmiki, who is asking Narada. Narada is also very well known, Tapaswadhyaya Nirata, because he is always in the tapas and tapas, both kinds of tapas, creating by himself. It is doing tapasya and also is doing Vedabhyasa always. He even Valmiki had a big ashrama, but Narada He did not have a big ashrama, but still he was wandering the whole worlds. So he is not always teaching. That's why it is written here, tapaswadhyaya niratam. He is in the tapasya and also swadhyaya. Who is tapaswadhyaya nirata? He is the Valmiki. He is the Narada. And he is Vagvidam Varam because the Narada's oratory is well known in all the Puranas. So tapaswadhyaya niratam Vagvidam Varam Munipungavam. He is the greatest among the Munis. This Narada. Such Narada, to Narada, Valmiki is asking the question. Narada Paripapracha. Narada asked the question. So this is the essence of this shloka. Tapaswadhyaya niratam vagvidam munipungavam naradam tapasvi valmiki paripapracha. It is the Anvaya. That means Valmiki is tapasvi. He is on the banks of Tamasa Nadi, but it is not in the shloka. And he is asking question to Narada, who is Tapaswadhyaya Nirata and Munipungava and Vagvidam Varam. Such Valmiki is asking question to such a Narada, and the question follows here. So you understand. I hope you understand the meaning of shloka now. Though this translation by Professor P.P.S. Shastri is nearly 100 years old, so there may be a little bit change of style. Of Narada, the great sage. Great sage means Munipungava, and Vagvidambaram, foremost among the learned. Tapaswadhyaya Nirata. Nirata means he is happy in observing all the tapas and swadhyaya, delighting Nirata in swadhyaya. Tapas means austerities, tapasya. Swadhyaya is the scriptural studies. That is all the adjectives to Narada. To such a Narada, Valmiki, the ascetic tapasvi, he asked a question. So we will go to the next shloka now. Konvasmin sampratam loke
Konvasmin sampratam loke
Sampratam loke
gunavan kascha viryavan
gunavan
Gunavan
kashcha
Kashya
viryavan
Veeranarayana
dharmajñascha kritajñascha
dharmagnyascha
Dharmanyascha
kritagnyascha
Kritasyascha
satyavakyo dridhavratah.
Satyavakya
satyavakyo dhrudavratah.
Vrataha.
This is the second shloka even according to the Valmiki. Because the question starts here. Who is the great person in this world? 8%. Kono, who is? Asmin loke, in this loka. Sampratam, 8% in this time. Who is Gunavan? Who is having most virtues? Kashcha Viryavan. Who is more powerful, valiant, heroic? Dharmajñascha. Who is understanding the dharma? Who understands dharma very well? Kritadnyascha. Who acknowledges his upakara of other persons. Kritadnya means we should be always thankful to the persons who have helped us. Krita is the actual thing that is done by anybody else. Something help that we have received from elsewhere, from any person, and we should be always acknowledge such a help. Kritam janati iti kritajnah. But the person who knows the help that he has received from others, that's why kritajna is thankful to others. And kartajna, sometimes we use this kartajna to mean thankfulness. And this Rama, now the question is about Rama. Who is the Kritajna, who understands or acknowledges the help that he has received from others? That means he is not going away from the persons after receiving their help. Satyavakya, always he is truthful in his speech, true in his speech. Dridhavrataha, who is firm on in his duties, in whatever that he has accepted that he will do. So it is the question about who is having more virtues, who is valiant, and who understands dharma, who acknowledges the help that he has received from others, and he should be speaking always truth and firm on what he has accepted. He will not go away from his duty or whatever that he has accepted. There are many people who accept some duty. They take oath on somebody else, but they run away. No. One person should be having all these qualities: guna, virya, dharmadhyana, kritadhyana, satyavakyatva, and dridhavrtatva. Where are all these qualities? Is there any person in this world at present who is having all the qualities? It is the question of Valmiki to Narada. Actually, Narada is a great sage. He knows he is wandering the whole world always again and again. Valmiki is also great sage. He understands all these things. He understands all these things, but again he is asking this question: who is such a person? Who is there? Such a person who is having all these qualities? Why he is asking such a question? It is all they are all following the worldly affairs. It is a poetry that wants to encourage people to have such great qualities, to teach people how to live in this world. This is all the original objective of this kavya. That's why, even though Valmiki knows he is a great person, Rama is there and all other things, that he is asking such a question. This is all the objective of this question. He knows it. And now the question follows with the third shloka. Now we will recite it.
Acharya, one question about the second shloka. So, Sampratam Loke implies that Valmiki, at the time period of Muni Valmiki and Lord Sri Rama,
Yes.
is the same
Yes,
period.
yes. Certainly. And Valmiki was there in the Ashwamedha Yajna of Rama at the end of this Ramayana story, Uttarakhanda. It is all narrated there. So both were contemporaries and they knew each other because the Dasharatha was a famous king who lived on the banks of Sarayu Nadi on Ayodhya. And he must have known all these things, but it is a narration that follows with the questions. So the poet, he wants us to understand all the qualities in the Rama. Here actually on the page number 2, on the third shloka, question ends actually. It is same thing. On the fourth shloka, fifth shloka, the question ends. And the Valmiki, he has asked the question, and now Narada starts to narrate the qualities of Rama, and he narrates the whole story of Rama in a brief manner. There ends the first adhyaya, first sarga of Ramayana. It has some 100 shlokas. Then, actually, the Ramayana poetry starts later on. Because now Valmiki is asking question. He has not written the Ramayana Kavya till now. He asks Narada, and Narada narrates the story of Rama. Then actual plot happens, the actual plot of Ramayana that happens. So the first sarga of Ramayana is it is a synopsis of the whole um, Ramayana, whole Ramayana in 100 shlokas. That's why it is called sometimes as Sankshipta Ramayana also. Many people they study Sankshipta Ramayana. So both are contemporaries and they knew each other. And Rama had great reverence for the Valmiki also. That's why Rama he sends Sita to the Valmiki ashrama. That is also there. So now the third shloka, we will recite the third shloka. Charitrena cha ko yuktaha
चारित्रेण च को युक्तः
चारित्रेण च को युक्तः
sarvabhuteshu ko hitaha
Sarvabhuteshu kohitaha
सर्वभूतहितः
vidwan kah samarthascha
Vidvan
विद्वान्
kah
कः
samarthascha
समर्थश्च
kaschaika priyadarshanaha.
kaschayika
कश्चैव
priyadarshanaha.
प्रियदर्शनः.
See, Charitra is his integrity. He should be having the integrity in his life. Shila, that is Charitra, that is a Ramacharita Manasa. Charita is normally his story. The Charita itself is the Charitra. But the Charitra means the purity of life. Charitraheen, if we label somebody as Charitraheen, that means, of course, he has got a story. Nobody can be actually storyless. But the Charitra is his integrity. So Charitrahin means he has no bereft of his integrity in the life. He can go everywhere, anywhere, even though he is married to one wife and he is wandering everywhere and doing all the nonsense things in this life. So charitra is the character or the integrity in his life. So the question is, charitrena cha ko yuktaha. Who is the person who is having this charitra? And sarvabhuteshu ko hitaha. Who is well-wisher or kind to the whole world? Sarvabhuteshu, not only the humans, but sarvabhuteshu, kind to all. Bhuta means even panchabhutas and all the living things. Not only the humans or the animals, and but he is kind to all the living things. Sarvabhuteshu hitaha, kind. Who is such a kind person? Vidwan kaha, and who is greatest knowledgeable person? Kaha samarthasya, who is having capabilities to carry over the things. Not carrying over means it is prolonging the things, but finishing the things. Kaschaika priyadarshanaha. Kahacha, again it is kaha and cha is there. Eka priyadarshanaha. Eka priyadarshanaha means the priyadarshanaha. Priyadarshana is always very pleasant to look, having a great personality. Eka priyadarshanaha is the one such great personality, handsome person who is very pleasant to look at. Who is that person? But the translation is very old. Who is wise? Who is endowed with the character? Charitrenachko yukta. Who is having the great character? Even character and the charitra, both words look same. Character is derived from the charitra. So, who is endowed with the character and who is kind to all? Sarvabhuteshu kohitaha. Vidwan kaha. Who is wise person? Vidwan, it may mean wise. It may mean knowledgeable, who has studied the Shastras. Kaha samarthascha. Who is the samartha? Very well capable person. Kascha eka priyadarshanaha. The P.P. Shastri has translated as one comely person. Who is the one comely person? I have not heard this word till now. Eka priyadarshanaha. The Eka Priyadarshana is there are two words here, Eka and Priyadarshana. So Priyadarshana is looking very handsome, and Eka Priyadarshana means the only handsome person. There may not be only one handsome person. Even Dasharatha was a great person, and because of Dasharatha, he might be looking similar to Rama. So the commentator Ramayana Tika, he has interpreted this word as he is the one, he is the same to all the persons. Ekaha. Ekaha means Ekaha sadharana sarala swabhavaha. He is same. He is common to all the persons. He he will be having one kind of attitude towards rich people and another kind of attitude towards the very poor people. It is not the thing. He is common to, he is having only one attitude towards all the people. So, Ekaha, Sadharana, Sarala Swabhavaha. And also he is Ekaha. Samabuddhi is same to all the persons because he is the God. So God has Name Dveshyosti na Priyaha. There is no hatred, there is no dear to God. Everybody is same. In that manner, Ekaha and Priyadarshanaha, they have combined these two words, Eka Priyadarshanaha. But I don't know what is this Kamli person. Now our dictionary does not show this Kamli word.
Actually,
Okay.
the
This way.
dictionary Webster says that comely means pleasing or agreeable to sight.
Pleasurably conforming to the notions of good appearance, suitability, or proportion. It is the word Kamli. Because of P.P. Shastri, because of the Ramayana, we understood this. Very handsome person. Hmm. So, but there is one Eka. This means he is same to all, and also he is looking very, very handsome. So, who is that person? This is the question now. And the question continues to the next shloka. We will recite it. Atmavan ko jitakrodho
आत्मवान् को
आत्मावान्
जितक्रोधो
द्युतिमान को न सूयकः
द्युतिमान्
मन को
को
न
न
सूयकः
सूयकः
कस्य बिभ्यति देवाश्च
कस्य
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 बिभ्यति
बिभ्यति
देवाश्च
देवाश्च
जातरोषस्य संयुगे.
जातरोषस्य
जातरोषस्य
संयुगे.
संयुगे.
So now is Atmavan kaha. Who is Atmavan? Who is the master of himself? Who is not carried away by the lust, anger, and all other kinds of worldly problems? So that person is called Atmavan, who is Vijitatma, has control over his own self or his own mind rather than. Because Atma is always, it is a good one, but this mind, Chanchalam hi manah Krishna, it is always very wandering, always wandering. It is very temporary. So having control over his own mind is very essential. That's why he is now asking, Atmavan kaha, who is having control over his own mind or his own self? Kaha jita krodha, who has control over his anger? Because control over the anger is the most difficult thing in this world. Even a person may leave away all the money, all the lands, all kinds of foods. He might be living on the grass, simply eating grass, or even that person may not be having even grass also. He may be completely fasting. But still, this krodha, anger, he does not leave that person very easily. That's why there is a story of Prathu in the Bhagavata. Prathu becomes angry with Indra because Indra had stolen away the horse of Prathu. And this Prathu, he chases Indra. He wants to kill Indra. Everybody is afraid. Brahmaji comes and he pacifies Prathu. No, it is not that thing. You should not do such thing. And all other things. Somehow Prathu got satisfied. He got calm and he accepts that he will not kill Indra. Then Vishnu comes and tells Prathu, you have done a very great thing. What the great thing is that you have given up the anger that is most difficult to give up. To have control over the anger is most difficult thing in this world. That's why this Valmiki is asking, who is Jitakrodha? Who has control over conquered the wrath of the anger? Dyutiman. Dyuti is the radiance. Radiance is that overall light emanating from the body. That is the Dyuti. Some persons, they will be radiating with their own body. Not many people, when we look at them, we will be discouraged to see them. But some people, they attract other people with their own bodily illumination. So that is Dyuti. Kaha Dyutiman, who is having this Dyuti? Kaha Anasuyakaha, who is not envious about others. That is also most difficult thing in this world. Asuya, even greatest of rishis, they will be having this kind of envy over others. That person is having that thing, I will not having. So they tend to hate the other person. That's why Anasuyakaha, Asuya, there is no Anasuya. That's why Anasuyakaha. Even Atri's wife, what is her name? She is Anasuya, not Anusuya. Many people nowadays, they pronounce it as Anusuya. That means who is having some kind of suya or whatever. It is not a correct word, Anusuya. Anasuya, who is not having Asuya, the jealousy or envy about others, who is called Anasuya. And Strilinga, Anasuya. Anasuyakaha. Ka is a pratyaya that is used to sometimes to make it pullinga or strilinga, etc. That's why Anasuyakaha, who is not having envy about others. Kasya bibhati devascha, to whom even devatas are afraid, with whom devatas are afraid to fight. When he is angry, even devata should be very much terrified to fight with such a person who is having such great valiance or parakrama, power. Here in the second half of the shloka, Jataroshasya, who is having anger. Jataroshasya kasya sanyuge. Jataroshasya, the person who has got anger, with such a person. Sanyoga means yuddha. In the yuddha with such a person, devascha bibhyate. Even devatas are afraid. They fear battle with whom? It is the question. So here in the four shlokas, Valmiki has asked his questions. Now the next one.
Acharya, some confusion I have here, Acharya.
Please.
Jitakrodha and Jataroshasya seem to have Viruddhartha. I was thinking Jitakrodha means that he doesn't mean that he doesn't get angry, but he's not under the spell of anger. Anger is in his control.
That's why he has control over Jitakrodha. He has control over his anger. If he wants to
Doesn't
really
mean that he does not get angry. He can.
he can control his anger.
Okay.
That is most
Alright.
important. But then even if he has conquered the anger, then he should not be angry even with Ravana. It is not the thing.
Correct, Acharya.
Should be
Understood, Acharya.
angry where we should be angry. We should control our anger when it should be conquered, when controlled. Should not be showing anger everywhere and elsewhere. That will be branded as Narasimha everywhere.
And,
And,
he's not, and he doesn't lose control of himself when angered, when he is in anger.
even in the anger, that is the Atmavan, who is master
Atma.
of self. Even when he is angry, he has control over his own mind, and he has conquered the actual anger. But if he wants to show, he will show. Sometimes, even if we don't want to show anger, it will show up because we don't have control over the anger. So, who is the master of self and has conquered the wrath? Wrath is also old word. Wrath is kind of wrath of the fate or something like that. But anyhow, who is brilliant and devoid of envy? Who is brilliant? Jyotiman, okay, old usage. I prefer radiant or illuminating. Kaha anusuyekha, devoid of envy, it is okay. Whom, when roused to righteous anger. That's why anger is not something invalid anger. Righteous anger, the anger in the place. When he is having that much of anger, then even devatas will be to face.
ಲೇಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಲೇಟ್ ಐತೆ ಗಾಡಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ.
I ask all the participants to mute as much as possible because there will be always people around us, and so this is the whom when roused to righteous anger in battle do even gods fear. These are all the qualities. Etadichhamyaham shrotam param kautohalam hime. Now recite it. Etadichhamyaham shrotam
एतदिच्छां श्रोतुं
param kautohalam hime.
Param kautuhalam hime.
I want to hear from you about such a person. This ichhami, I desire, I wish. Aham, I, shrotam, to hear. I want to hear about such a great person. If he is there, I want to hear this from you. Param kautuhalam. I have utmost curiosity, eagerness to hear about such a great person. If he is there, that I want to understand. Please tell me. So here you see, here the shloka is only half. It is not full shloka. Because the condenser P.P.S. Shastri has taken away one half of the shloka here, which does not block the flow of the story. That's why we are going to the next shloka. We will recite it. Shrutva chaitat trilokadnyo Valmikir narado vachaha Shruyatamiti chamantriya Prahrushto vakyam abravit. So this is question asked by Valmiki, and having heard this question or the query or the desire to understand, Valmiki, who is Trilokajnaha, who knows the whole world, all the worlds, all the three worlds, Shrutva cha this question, Shrutva, having heard, whose question? Valmiki hai. Valmiki's question. Trilokajnaha Naradaha. The Trilokajnaha, Trilokam Janati iti Trilokajnaha, who is, who knows the happenings in these three worlds. Such Narada, he, having heard the Vachaha, the sentence of Valmiki. Valmikehe etadvachaha. Here this Vachaha is related with Valmiki. So the Narada, he heard the Narada, the person who knows happenings in the three worlds. He heard this sentence from Valmiki and he accepted the invitation to tell about such a person. Shruyata, he said, oh no, listen. Shruyata amita chamantre. He addressed Valmiki. Oh yes, okay, I have courage to understand to hear from me about such a great person. I am happy. Praharshtaha. Shruyatam said, please listen. Now, idicha amantra, he addressed Valmiki, and Praharshtaha, he became very happy, and Vakyam Abravit, he said this sentence. This Vakyam Abravit, he said. This shloka is very simple. There is no much difficulty. So now we will finish one shloka and continue tomorrow. Bahavo durlabhaschaiva
बहवो दुर्लभाश्च
दुर्लभाश्चैव
ye tvaya kirtita gunaha
ये त्वया
ये
कीर्तिता
गुणाः
गुणाः
mune vakshyamyaham buddhva
मुने
मुने
वक्ष्याम्यहं
वक्ष्यामहं बुद्ध
tairyukta shroyatam naraha.
तैर्युक्त श्रूयतां
युक्त
नरः
शूर्यतां नरः.
There is a small mistake. Tairyukta shruyatam buddhva. Buddhva is not very much.
बुद्ध.
Um, in the old print, which I am showing to you on the screen, it is having only Buddha, but the new print, it has got Buddhva. So you be careful about the actual orthography, the actual word. So what Narada said is, you are asking, you have described the great qualities, Tvaya kirtitaha gunaha. The virtues described, depicted by you are many, bhavaha, durlabhaschaiva, very difficult to have, very difficult to see. The virtues or qualities that you have asked or you have depicted or you wanted to know, these qualities are bhavaha, many, and durlabhaschaiva. You are asking for too much qualities. Of course, I can easily answer who is very handsome. Okay, I can answer. Who is having, okay, some qualities. Okay, I can answer. But you want to understand who is a high scholar, who is having Satyavakya, Dridhavrata, and who is having grand character. All this at one place you are asking very difficult question. But still I answer, Mune, hey Mune, he is addressing Valmiki. Hey Mune, Muni, please listen. Vakshyami, I will tell. Aham, I will tell. Buddha, having understood your question or having understood such a person, having all these qualities, taihi yuktaha. Taihi means with all these qualities that you have depicted, you have asked, taihi yuktaha, the person who is having all the qualities that you have asked, taihi yuktaha naraha, the naraha means the who is there in the martya loka. Please listen, shruyata, it may be listened. So this is the beginning of Valmiki's answer, the Narada's answer, and it goes with many shlokas in the original Ramayana, because the whole first adhyaya, first sarga itself is there when Narada is depicting, he is telling about Rama. But here the condenser has cut the flow of stories, but only he has used only 6 shlokas here. That we will see tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Acharya.
Okay.
Hari Om
धन्यवाद
Acharya.
आचार्य.
Okay.